Hola, scientists! It's great to see you on this wonderful Wednesday. How is everybody feeling? Ooh, sounds like some of us are struggling to adjust to school again. Me too. It will take some time to get used to our schedules again, but I'm glad to be back. I'm also feeling a little tired today from all the learning we did yesterday. Do my scientists remember what we learned yesterday? See, some of you remembered. We learned about science, and we started learning about what scientists are and who can be a scientist. That's our question that's guiding us for the whole week. But I have some more questions for us today that will help us answer that main one. I mentioned them yesterday, but I also wrote them down in case we forgot. So let's go ahead and read our guiding question. Who can be a scientist? And then our questions for today. What does a scientist do? And what tools can a scientist use? I'll give you a moment to think about those. Were you able to think about some things? It was a bit challenging for me, but I was able to come up with some points. I wanted to share them with you all. I have a couple of friends that teach science, and I've been lucky to have studied different scientists, so I have a couple of ideas. So first of all, there are so many different kinds of science out there. One time, when I asked my students from a long time ago what they thought scientists did, they said they mix things together in different cups. Well, they weren't fully wrong, but that's not exactly what they do either. Sometimes scientists mix different things together. Oh, that does sound like something we should add to our chart. I think I'll do that. So scientists mix things together. You know, I do that when I'm cooking. Do you think that cooking is something scientists can do? Yes! It's so interesting to think of cooking as something scientific, but I guess that definitely makes me a scientist. Let's add cook to our chart of things that scientists do. I was thinking about some scientists that I met at the California Academy of Sciences, and I remembered that some of them take care of animals. Do you think we should add that onto our chart of things that scientists do? I agree. Scientists take care of animals. I have a pet, and I take care of him. Interesting. You know, something that we talked about yesterday was experiments. We should add that to our scientists do experiments chart. Or actually run experiments. Why do they do experiments though? Do scientists do experiments just because? No, you're right, scientists. Scientists do experiments to figure things out, or I guess another way to say that is that they answer questions. Kind of like what we're doing right now. We'll have to add this to our chart. Answer questions. It seems like we have answered the question, what do scientists do? But our other question remains unanswered. So let's use our answers for this first question to help us think about the second one. Let's reread what we came up with. What does a scientist do? Scientists mix things together, take care of animals, answer questions, cook, and run experiments. Now, these aren't the only things scientists do, but we'll learn more about that throughout our time together on the show. We have the things that scientists do, so now let's think about what tools a scientist can use to do all of these things. So, what tools does a scientist need to do some of these tasks? You're right, scientists. Some of these are hard because they're not very specific. I wonder if that means that you can use any tool for those tasks. Well, let's see what we can come up with for more specific actions. What tools would a scientist need while cooking? Yes, they would need food, pans, cooking utensils, and many other things. Let's keep those things in mind. What tools might a scientist need to take care of animals? Of course, they would need some food for the animal, books about it, and probably a leash if it's an animal that you can take places. Let's remember those tools as well. It's interesting that some tools that scientists use and the things that they do are what we use and do at home. That makes me wonder, can scientists come from the home? See, wow, that is so exciting. Well, I already knew we were scientists, but this just gives us more proof of that. This has been such an exciting learning experience. I really feel like I'm a part of the scientific community. I have some questions for my scientists out there, though. Which of these things do you already do? Awesome! That's cool that you already have some scientist qualities. Now, how many of you already have some of these scientific tools that we mentioned in your home? Buenísimo! You will be able to do many experiments with us on the show. It's wonderful that today we got closer to answering our main question of the week: who can be a scientist? Tomorrow, we will answer that question by learning about a scientist. I won't give you their name, but I'll give you a clue. Peanuts. Thank you, scientists, for learning more about science and for helping us get closer to answering our question. I can't wait to learn more with you mañana.